Welcome back. Well, from box braids to cornrows to micro braids and so much more, braids have been for a really long time a popular hairstyle for Black women, but there's also a really rich history tied to them. African hair braiding, it dates back centuries with its roots in ancient Africa, and then during the end of slavery, in the era of slavery, enslaved Africans often used braids as a way to communicate messages like escape routes and how to find safe houses. Joining us now to talk more about the history and show us some of the styles is Tempest Golden, admission advisor at Chicago University of Beauty Culture. Good morning.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So we have several styles, so let's start with that. We have Kayla, we have Ajane and Alexis here. Can you talk about the style of braids that they have?
Yes, so this is knotless braids. So these are braids for someone like has tender head or don't like their hair to be combed a lot. This is good. We've added a little color in there. Then we also have another style of braids where you start with cornrows, and if she holds her head down, there's different designs with some curls to them. And then if you want something for like the fun weekend or a day, we have braids on the side just to have a little fun as well.
For Alexis at the end. I grew up wearing cornrows, and I would just have so many fun designs in them. And there's so much cultural significance when it comes to braids, and this is something that you've studied.
Yes.
What do you think people at home should know about just the cultural significance of this style?
Absolutely. I think they should know where it originated and how you were explaining earlier that it was a different way to communicate. They were actually braiding different designs in there as ways to get out of slavery. So I think it's very important to understand that it's just not a style, but it really does express our culture, what we had to endure.
And hair is such a form of expression. And what are some of the styles that you're really seeing popular right now when it comes to braids?
Knotless for sure, especially with the color, but then our bohemian as well. So for those that want to have braids but they want to have their hair out too, they want to go on vacation, these two styles are really, really popular, and that's really in right now.
Oh my goodness, yes, on vacation, it's so tough.
Yes.
With hair on vacation, you're like, what am I going to do with it? So if you put it in braid, it's the easiest way to not really have to think about it much, right?
Yes.
And with teaching this style at Tricoci, is this something that's really important to keep going as far as keeping up with the styles of braiding there?
Yes, I believe it's very important. When I was in school, we just taught hair, but being able to see you in a curriculum, your ethnicity, I think it makes learning that much more important because you're learning about you. And we learn texture of hair, not color, not race, but the texture. You can have any texture with any race, so I think it's very important to see you in a curriculum.
And it has really evolved when it comes to hairstyling, like you said, making sure that when you walk in a salon, more stylists know how to handle different textures, right?
Absolutely.
How have you seen that evolve?
I've seen it. My instructor when I was in school, she was a white woman, but she actually braided hair, so most of her clientele was African American people. So I think it's really cool to see how we've evolved and not just geared towards one race, but we're inclusive.
And one of the things that I've learned a lot about braids as someone who has alopecia is it's a protective style oftentimes. Yes. How does that work when it comes to women who are looking to protect their own hair and make sure the integrity stays?
I think it's really good, like you said, for those that do have alopecia. It is a way to help disguise what you have going on with your scalp, but it is a way to protect your hair, help it grow, keep the heat out of it. Some people are big with no relaxers or anything, but it is a way for when the weather's changing, that does play a way and affect your hair. So I think it's very important.
Okay. Ladies, we really appreciate you coming in as we show off these styles. I love all of them. Is this something that was done at Tricoci?
Yes, they actually worked on it yesterday.
Oh, there we go. So they are fresh for us here on the show. Thank you, ladies, and thank you, Tempest, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
If anyone wants to find out more, where can they find that information about Tricoci?
They can go to our website, chicagouniversity.edu. We're all throughout the Midwest, so there's Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin. They can come in, get their hair done, get a service, and we would love to have them.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies. We appreciate you being here.